Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The history of the conflict in Darfur actually started long ago because of the conflict between the nomads and the cultivators. And actually there is many tribes around Darfur. The fighting normally continues between these tribes, and that's a matter it normally happened, and normally after that the reconciliation continues between the leaders of the tribe to reach agreements about the dead bodies and about the distribution or any problems that arises in such a conflict. But actually in the last day this has been used by the political leaders to make the fight as a position for the government, and this is supported by many European countries so as to make this conflict start after we finish the conflict in the south by the agreement that we reach, the peace agreement that we reach in the south. So unfortunately this is now known as, after the conflict started, it is known as something which is against humanity, or this conflict resulted in fight and in deaths. That's a normal thing. But what is now pictured in the West is that this conflict resulted in crimes and committed by the government or by the leaders of the government, as we see the ICC is doing now, but that's incorrect. Since this fight hadn't started during the Salvation Revolution, but long ago it is historical. And actually also the position when fighting, the government has the duty to fight any rebels. And that's a normal thing done in all other countries. But what we see now, that's used by the ICC and used by the Western enemy countries to speak about the government of Sudan as committing crimes and about the president as committing such crimes. And we think that this is a political issue raised by these countries and by the NGOs who used to come to distribute food in the area and to collect some information and to take some pictures about the fighting between the tribes to reach that conclusion. Unfortunately, that resulted in now in what is said trying to make our president in such a position, but we are sure that this is understood not only by the people of Darfur or the people of Sudan, but by the whole world, that this is a political issue raised by those countries and by the NGOs, and also by the United Nations through the Security Council, by the decision which is meant to stop Sudan and to stop the revolution in Sudan and to stop the movement in Sudan towards the aims that we mean. And we think that we have to stand, all of us, because this is something resulted or something related to freedom, related to our country, and we should fight this because this is a new kind of colonization, and this is a new kind of to dominate Sudan and to dominate the people of Sudan, which is totally refused by the people of Sudan.